My name is Shweta Raina Kaul. I belong to Kashmir originally. I mean, that's where the origin is from. But of course, now we are here in Delhi, as most of the Kashmiri people over here. And the last 2 odd years is when we got kind of really inspired that we should do something of our own when it comes to the Kashmiri cuisine, because it's a very rare cuisine and a lot of people seem to be losing touch. Now the idea originated, idea of Kashmiriyat, which is the name of our firm. It originated from the fact that we are Kashmiris and we belong to the motherland, so we wanted to keep the roots alive. And the thought actually came from the fact that my mother, Mrs. Raina Kaul, who is the chef of Kashmiriyat, who is the whole soul, blood and backbone of Kashmiriyat, the idea originated from there because she's a fabulous, fabulous cook, and all my life I've grown eating the fantastic food that she's been cooking.
सीखा तो मैंने एक्चुअली मदर अपने माँ को देख के, मदर इन लॉ को देख के उनके सामने ही बैठ के मैं सीखती थी. उससे पहले मैंने कभी खाना बनाया नहीं था. उनके सामने बैठ के मैंने सीखा था और फिर मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा था कि मैं भी बनाऊं और बनाने लगी. एक्सपेरिमेंट करती रही डिशेस बनाने की, कुछ ना कुछ ट्राई करती रही. फिर एक दिन सब कहते थे आप तो बहुत अच्छा खाना बनाते हैं, बहुत अच्छा, क्यों ना ट्राई कर ले. तो मैंने शुरू किया.
And we realized that why not make sure that her recipes, her style of cooking reaches every single person. Maybe if asked me, I would say that it should reach every single corner of the world, because not just because she's my mother, that's not the only reason, but actually she's a fantastic cook. Actually, there are 2 categories to Kashmiri food. One is called a Wazwan, which is also a beautiful cuisine. It is Kashmiri Muslim style of cooking. And another one is Kashmiri Pandit cuisine. Now, people are aware of Wazwan, but there are not too many people who are aware of the Pandit style of cooking. What we are trying to promote is the Kashmiri Pandit style of cooking. Now, there is not much difference between the two. There is a slight variation. For example, in the Kashmiri Pandit style of cooking, we don't use any kind of tomatoes, onions, garlic or ginger. There is absolutely no use of that. That is one major difference. We use something called hing. So you will see in Kashmiri Pandit style of cooking, a lot of hing is used. So what we're going to showcase today are both veg and non-veg varieties. In the vegetarian, we are showcasing a few dishes, namely dam aloo. Then there is something called nadru yakhni, which is lotus stem. It is prepared in curd-based gravy. Then we are showcasing something called chok wangun, which basically is eggplant. It's a little sweet and sour. Then we have something called paneer rogan josh, or in Kashmiri as we call it, saman rogan josh. Then we have something called paneer kalya or saman kalya. We have something called the king of Kashmiri vegetable, which is the haak saag. Then in the non-vegetarian section, what we're going to showcase today is one is called gushtaba. These are mutton meatballs which are prepared in a curd-based gravy. We also have rista. Now rista are again mutton meatballs which are prepared in a red gravy. Then what we have is rogan josh, which is pretty common, but trust me, rogan josh which is available in the market versus the authentic rogan josh which is prepared in Kashmiri cuisine are very different. We have the next thing which is our best seller, which is mutton yakhni. Now these are mutton pieces which are prepared in a curd-based gravy. Very different from gushtaba. The whole preparation, the style, the cooking is very different. And of course we have something called mutts. These are mutton koftas, which are literally elongated in shape, and they are prepared in a red gravy. Apart from this, we have again the king of non-veg dishes, which is called the kabarga. In Wazwan, it is known as tabakmas, but we call it as a kabarga. Now these are ribs, which are marinated overnight in a milk broth and spices, and then it is pan fried in desi ghee. Again, it is very crunchy and crispy on the outside and juicy and succulent on the inside. Now, if you actually see, the style of cooking is very home style cooking, in the sense that they would use the selected masalas only, something that you would want to give to your kids, or the kind of quality of food, be it the mutton, the cuts, the pieces, the quality of the chicken, the quality of the mutton. It is so selective that, why is it selective? Because again, home style, you would want something that you want your family to eat is exactly what we are serving people. That is the reason it's a home kitchen, right? Now, if I compare it with the commercial kitchens at this point, the essence or the flavors, the actual taste is somewhere getting lost, because it was more about selling the food. What we are trying to do is sell an experience rather than the food. A lot of restaurants, they try and compete with home chefs. I mean, that is something that we've observed of late, because social media is the key. I mean, there are these food groups and platforms. A lot of restaurants, a lot of delivery kitchens, they're also there in the similar kind of cuisine. They try and compete with the home chefs. But at the same time, and that is where the challenge arises, because probably they have the manpower, they have the resources to really, direct towards that. Home chefs don't. And I think if we are able to get some kind of a help in something which SKOCH Group is doing, when they are actually showcasing home chefs, they're giving them platform to showcase their food. Mr. Sameer Kocher's initiative, first of all, I'm really thankful to him. He has been a big support to us in the last 1 year. I mean, the kind of support we've got, immense support. He's such a humble and down-to-earth person, I have to say this. I mean, we recently had an event and he personally came. And nowhere did I get a feeling that, it was the Mr. Sameer Kocher who had come over. He actually met my parents as well. So he's been ever supportive, and this initiative by SKOCH Group, as I said, it's a beautiful initiative. This is really going to help a lot of home chefs. It started as a hobby, it started as a dream, but it is turning into a passion. And the idea is very simple. We would want to promote Kashmiriyat as a cultural aspect of Kashmir, not just food but overall, because there's so much more to actually give to the world when it comes to Kashmir.
प्यार है, पेशेंस है, वही बहुत है. पेशेंस से खाना बनाती हूँ और प्यार से खिलाती हूँ, सबको अच्छा लगता है.